Question 35. As used in line 17, instruments most nearly means blank. All right, so this is a words in context question. What's the closest meaning to the word used in this passage? So I'll find the context, I'm going to cross out the word where it's used, and make up another word or phrase that does the same thing. So over to line 17 we go. How is the author, Burke, using the word instruments? And during the active reading phase, I not only underlined it, I drew a little arrow to it. Okay, let's find the beginning of the context up here. But when the leaders choose to make themselves bidders at an auction of popularity, their talents in the construction of the state will be of no service. They will become flatterers instead of legislators, the blank, not the guides of the people. I crossed out instruments. Note the parallel structure here. They will become flatterers instead of legislators, the blank, not the guides. We've got these parallel contrasts, right? Flatterers, this is negative, instead of legislators, this is positive. And then whatever this is probably also going to be negative instead of the guides of the people. So it needs to be something that is in opposition to guides, right? This is something that we're talking about how Burke feels about the National Assembly, how he feels about populism. He's against it, right? He doesn't like it when leaders make themselves bidders at an auction of popularity. What is the opposite of a guide? Flunkies, minions, yes men. Let's try minions. They will become flatterers instead of legislators, the minions, not the guides of the people. Doing what the people tell them to, which Burke thinks is bad. Let's take minions back to the choices and see how it plays. I want to see if there's anything that matches minions. That's my prediction. I'm looking for something that has this negative connotation and means something like servant. Okay, instruments most nearly means representatives. This looks pretty tempting, although it is kind of neutral, but let's leave it in for now. Tools of the people. This looks pretty good too, and it carries with it more of the meaning of instrument, right? As in an object you use for something, not just musical instruments. Counselors of the people. Now that sounds like it's on the same side of the fence as guides, and we're looking for something to contrast with guides, something with more of a negative connotation, and this is more of a positive. I think I can safely cross this out. And D, navigators, which sounds more like leading and not following. Just like counselors in choice C, it's not on the other side of the fence from guides. So I feel pretty confident that I can cross that off as well, because it's also positive, and we're looking for something that's negative. So at this point, we might see that C, D, and A are all either vaguely positive or, in the choice of A, neutral. But the idea of being a tool of the people connects to being used by the people, which is quite different from guiding the people, right? People use tools and instruments to do what they want. And that's what Burke is complaining about. Politicians who are used by the people and who do whatever it is the people want them to do instead of guiding and leading them. And although that means that choice A is technically true, that those politicians are representing the people, Burke is coming at this from a negative angle. And representatives is neutral here. We want the negative choice. And that means that B, tools, is our answer. Context is the most important thing in these questions, and knowing how the author feels about the subjects they're describing can lead us to the answer. Good luck out there. You've got this.